Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans. Throwback edition. This is Trent with my co-host, Jaybone. Jaybone, say hello to the people.
What is up, everyone? Happy Monday, or almost not Monday no more for some of you.
My fault, guys. My fault. I am so sorry for the delay in going live tonight. I had a little bit of a family issue to take care of. I truly apologize. This show would have been done on Monday. It's going to be done on Tuesday now, unfortunately.
You're right. Yeah, it's a couple minutes to Tuesday. So
I truly apologize. I'm real sorry about that. But thank you, Jaybone, for entertaining everybody in here. You know, you were the comedian on hand, the charmer, keeping everybody entertained, happy, so they weren't too pissed off at me. So I appreciate it.
It's throwback mode. So I had everybody in the chat on a worldwide hunt for my VHS Johnny Swinger Greatest Hits collection.
We're gonna talk about that one. Oh my God, that Johnny Swinger VHS. I'm sure you talked about it on your Sacrifice review. I'm going to bring it up at some point on the weekly. That's amazing.
I did that a few hours ago over on Smash This Podcast. If you want to hear the Outbreak and Sacrifice reviews, you can go hit me up over there. And
Beautiful. Yeah, guys, go check it out. Jaybone did the weekend shows. I haven't had a chance to watch them, Jay. I was too busy all weekend. AAW on Friday. I had a bunch of stuff going on this weekend. I was exhausted, Jay. Exhausted. I was producing like crazy on Friday. Some guys might have seen me. I did the hype video, Jaybone, at AAW now.
That hype video was awesome. You were outside in the Chicago cold without a jacket. Now that's hype.
That was 4 takes. And it wasn't me so much. It was my buddy Rob, the filmmaker at AAW. He was the guy having to hold the camera and hold my cue, my notes down here so I can read. And he's probably freezing his nuts off. He hated me about that. But all right, guys. Hey, we're back here, Jaybone Throwback Show. We're here to do episode number 11 of NWA TNA. This was an interesting one, real interesting one. This is one that before they take a little bit of a break, they're gonna do a X Division recap the week following, and they're off for September 11th. So this is like a nice little one to end on for a couple weeks. And then we're going to decide what we're going to do about those next couple of weeks, Jay. We'll see what's going on with those. But, all right. So, this one, guys, I'm going to set up the headline, and then we're going to jump into the episode. This one was headlined by the triple ladder match, Jerry Lynn, Low Key, AJ Styles for the X Division title. So, that was the main event of this one. But before we jump into that, Jaybone, since it's a throwback show, I know there's some news about this today. Do we have TNA news tonight to report?
There is one announcement that came today. Is there someone coming in the office?
We got a visitor.
We got a visitor.
Sounds
Ozzy.
like
Ozzy.
Oh, Jaybone's got a mascot, guys. TNI's got a mascot now.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we can get this cat in here.
We got a mascot.
So this is a rescue kitty that was found recently.
Look at that.
This is so awkward. This is the most hardcore kitty you're ever going to find. This kitty was outside in the Wisconsin cold for several weeks on its own. And you and I both know how cold the winter is around here, right? Hi.
Guys, look at Jaybone. Look when Jaybone has a soft side. Look at that.
I'm the biggest softy. I'm a big freaking goof, but I'm the biggest softy. Yeah,
you are.
So I'll hand him off in a second. This is Ozzy. Say hello. We call him Ozzy because we got him the day that Ozzy released his stuff last Friday.
Please tell me the full name is Ozzy Pawsborn.
Ozzy Pawsborn.
Pawsborn.
Yeah, yes, Ozzy Pawsborn. Yes.
Very nice.
Okay.
All right, Ozzy goes. Now.
It's okay.
He's a very cute cat. He's hardcore.
He is hardcore, let me tell you. I mean, if you can sit outside and survive below 0 temperatures around here and days on end without eating and or drinking or whatever this cat was doing,
Yeah.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, we've got him. He's got a long road ahead of him, but he's already looking better. So
very nice. All right. Well, cool. Very good, Jay. Now you got some news. We're waiting for some news here, Jay.
Oh, sorry. Yes, pardon the interruption from the kitty cat. We have shit. What did I read? Oh yeah, Shark Boy is going to be at the TNA show.
Shark Boy,
so,
Sharky.
If you are all excited for the addition of Shark Boy to the the TNA Throwback show at WrestleCon, give me a shell yeah in the chat.
Give me a shell yeah. Now, I think back to the TNA days when Shark Boy was teaming with New Jack. J-Bo, you're going to get to that. That's one thing you're not on yet. New Jack and Sharky were a team, and they were playing board games and shit. This was great. And he'd be like, "God damn it, Sharky! What the hell's wrong with you? Leave me alone, Sharky!" It was awesome.
Like the hardcore legend,
the New Jack and Shark Boy were like a buddy cop duo. It was great. Does anybody remember that in the chat? That was great.
I can't even fathom that. That's just crazy.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's as wacky as like Kane and Daniel Bryan when they first got together. Like
even
Team
crazier.
That's just
even crazier.
That is.
By the way, Critical Sting taking a shot at my t-shirt. It's a DCC t-shirt. It was a failure, but it should not have been a failure, Critical Sting. This was a great deal. I even have a DCC mask over there. But all right, let's get into it, J-Bone. So Shark Boy is going to be on the show. BQ, totally upset about that one. He was not having it. He said the BQ, the big boss of the Impact Lounge, was like, what the hell? That's it? That's the big announcement? It's like, I say, take it easy. It's only Monday.
They said there's going to be several announcements this week. So,
that's right.
Shark Boy is a throwback. He is what Johnny Swinger is to the current Impact Wrestling roster today. He was a decent wrestler with a comedic gimmick. You know, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. I just hope he's laid off the donuts for a bit. That's all I hope for. Because I think last time we saw him on TNA Impact or whenever it was, he was donut coma Shark Boy.
That's right. That's classic Shark Boy. He was really, really out of shape. All right, cool, man. J-Bone, let's jump into it. The NWA TNA 11. I got my notes up here. Let's hop in. We open up the show, J-Bone. Oh, good. We got more.
Oh, no. I just wanted to say, as you can see by the cover, and like I said in the chat earlier before we started, I was pleasantly surprised that one of the stars on this show was Trent Acid. And I'm not going to sit here and profess to be the biggest Trent Acid fan, but what I saw back in the day, man, the guy was just amazing. And this episode with him on it was just the tip of the iceberg. And I don't know how much he's in these classic episodes, but this was so great to see. And his life was cut short tragically just a few years later. Won't get into that, but so this review of NWA TNA pay-per-view 11 is dedicated to the late great Trent Acid.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest rising stars who really just was at that peak because he died in 2010, and he was at that cusp when all the indies were, or Ring of Honors, the TNA, everything was like hitting that super fast mode. You know, they were really kicking into gear at that point, and man, the guy was like, he was all over those East Coast indies, big time, and you know, there was a drug overdose. Sadly, you know, things happened, but it was a very unexpected one, man. He was young, 29. You know, wasn't that old?
Yeah, but he was basically going down that road that Jeff Hardy is going down for how many years of his career. No. You know, it's a miracle Jeff's still around. You know, and man,
something you're not always that lucky. You know,
it's rough, man, because the abuse that any wrestler puts their body through has long life results. You know,
yeah. If you look at guys, you look at his Wikipedia and the amount of titles this guy held. He was all over the place in a very short amount of time. He was going to be that big next rising, you know, X Division type star. No question about it. He was, He was Ring of Honor guy, Pro Wrestling Syndicate. I mean, he was all over the place, man. So CZW. This was going to be a name because he was very, very good. And I'm talking years after this TNA appearance on this pay-per-view too. He grew many leaps and bounds after this. But let's jump in, Jaybone. What do you say? What do you got there? Jaybone loves this cat. You are in love with this kitty.
This is him hanging out with me right before I went live earlier today.
He loves that cat, ladies and gentlemen. He loves it. Very cool. Very cool. All right, Jay.
Okay, go ahead. I'll shut up.
We open up the show with Brian Lawler walking in, Goldilocks trying to get a word with him and to get some answers. And, again, we get the tease of the answers. You want these answers, And then as soon as he's about to reveal it, Jeff Jarrett jumps him, beats him down. I'm sick and tired of you, Lawler. God damn it. Now, one thing to keep in mind, guys, is that, and this was pointed out in the show, Jeff Jarrett and Brian Lawler grew up together because their fathers are Jerry Jarrett and Jerry Lawler, who were partners in the Tennessee territory, the Nashville, Memphis territory. Yeah. So Memphis wrestling is one of my favorite things, Jay. I got 13 DVDs of Memphis wrestling over there. I love the Jerry Jarrett and Jerry Lawler run Memphis. But these two grew up together. They're second gen. They grew up as kids together. So there is that history there, which I like.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get to do it. We open up the show, guys. Kid Kash taking on Amazing Red. Now, on paper, already, Jay, this is an awesome match. Kid Kash and Amazing Red. How cool is this match already?
Man, when Kid Kash debuted a few weeks ago, like one of the first weeks that they were doing this, I was so excited for this because I know he was like a couple years later with his cousin. I don't remember what they called him back. Oh, Dallas. They called him Dallas.
Lance Archer. Yeah.
Good old Lance. Now, yeah. I remember making those guys in my wrestling games back in the day and all that kind of crazy stuff. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, no, a lot of people forget that Lance Archer was Dallas in TNA. But this was a great. They talk about how Kash debuted about 2 weeks prior. He's 13-year veteran, and they talk about his ECW stuff. I forget that he had 13 years leading up to this. I knew Kid Kash from ECW, and that was it. But he was, living in Tennessee, trained by the Rock and Roll Express. He was like somewhat of a veteran coming into this already, which was cool. Pretty, good exhibition match. You're a good hot opener. Kash wins with a finisher called the Bankruptcy, which I like. That's kind of a cool name.
That was crazy.
And then and then he attacks Red, and the SATs coming to make the save. Now, the SATs obviously they've broken Red out pretty heavily on this, right? J-Bone, they've made it so Red is the guy. Red's the man who we're seeing. And even though the SATs are featured, that they're going, we can already see that they're going with Red. Even though he lost here, but that's going to be the guy. And he was special, guys. I mean, Jay, this is how much Red did you watch prior to these NWA TNA matches?
Anything from 2005 on. What?
This cat again. This cat again, just getting. Well, why doesn't the cat do the podcast with us, J-Bone?
He's a handful.
Let me keep going while you're dealing with.
Go ahead. It's all good.
No problem. You focus on the pussy. I'll focus on this. I'm talking about the cat, J-Bone. The cat. Let's stay focused.
Not the Rizats.
Not the Rizats. The Kizats.
Come here.
Sonny Siaki's in the back with Goldilocks, and he's doing one of his third-person interviews, J-Bone. Very, very rock-like, the third-person thing. And he's talking about his match with Monty Brown later that night for a number one contender title shot. So again, I'm trying to figure out why Monty Brown is already getting another number one contender title shot. He had a title shot against the Truth. Why is he getting another one? What's the deal with this? Is it because they didn't really explain? Did he get? Is it because he got cheated? Is it because of all the interference in his match? But we'll see. J-Bone, been looking for the Dub Cup, by the way. Lakers is asking, where the hell's the Dub Cup?
The dub cup is just to the left of me here. I'd grab it, but I've got a four-legged friend in my lap. Oh, wait.
Wait a minute.
Trying to make sure that this cat does not go in my keyboard and
the dubs are not on this episode. By the way, the dubs are not. And I just listened to it. There's a dub cup right there. I just listened to an interview with Trevor Murdoch. Chaos.
My head. Oh my god.
There's chaos at the Jaybone house.
This cat's killing me.
Oh my god, there's random comments being seen. What is happening, Jaybone? Well, there was chaos over there. What is happening? Poor guy. He's done.
We're good. We're good. The cat's just,
My God, Jay. What is happening to you?
We're off the rails, folks. We're off the rails.
Completely off the rails. I'm gonna keep going here.
Go ahead.
You might have to mute your mic.
Don't mind.
I just see this tail going by my camera, Jaybone. What is going on here?
It's a tale of two podcast guys.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. I'm gonna keep going here.
No, continue. Don't mind me, please. Okay.
I was confused why Monty Brown again was getting that title shot or the contendership shot right away. I was like, yeah, you just had one, and you already put him in a position to get another one. I'd like to see him build back up to it again, which is what we talked about before. Like he didn't get that proper build up to begin with.
It's called Anybody But Jarrett. That's what the story is right now.
Good point.
Right.
That's true. And how many main eventers did you really have? You're right. You had to kind of throw Monty into that and roll with that.
Because Hall's not around. Malice ain't around.
True.
I'm trying to think who were the first. I mean, there's some key people that were on those first 5 shows or so.
Shamrock's not there,
Yeah, Shamrock's. I don't know if he's done. I don't know how. I'm clueless. Like I said, I watch one of these a week, and I don't look ahead at spoilers, so I don't know who's coming back, sticking around, or whatever. So it's all a mystery, right?
That's true.
Yes,
that's true. That's one of the things. It's a rotating cast in a lot of ways too. It's by all accounts, it was basically an independent in a lot of ways at the time. So it's hard to keep a solid roster, especially the expensive guys like Hall and Shamrock and those guys. But but they were at least able to keep a core down. All right, guys, Siaki and Monty Brown. Before the match, Monty calls out Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett comes out, and there's interference going on. There's distraction, and it's a pretty standard match. But I should back up for a second. It's a pretty standard match. Easy, pretty long for what it was. I thought it wasn't bad, J-Bone. I wouldn't mind seeing another one with these guys at some point. But then Monty Brown calls out Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett he eventually comes out. He distracts Monty. Siaki hits him with a nut shot, gets the win, and number one contender for the title. So it was a little overbooked. I liked the way the match was going. It was standard, but it was good chemistry. But Dave, did you catch this though? Monty, as good as he is, there you could still see that little bit where he's still a rookie in a lot of ways. There's a little clunkiness in there.
Yeah, he wasn't like perfect by any means. He
no,
like timing and stuff in the ring. I mean, his charisma was incredible. His look, the way he just presented himself was great. But
yeah,
it's
like he didn't have to be perfect.
There was a couple clunky moments in the match. I mean, I wouldn't say like straight up botches. I'd have to watch it again. But yeah, I mean,
not at all.
Yeah. But one thing I did miss, you said this was for the number one contendership.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I totally missed that.
Yeah, that's the number one contendership.
I thought this was more like just like a grudge thing because people are hitting other people at the end of matches, and there's like a few multi-person feuds going on all at the same time. Like this person's feuding with 2 different people. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it was really good, but it got a little crazy at the end because Jarrett was out there distracting Monty. He gets the nut shot from Siaki, gets pinned. As he's out there, he starts jawing with them, and then Brian Lawler comes out.
Oh, it's nuts! And
Brian Lawler comes Jarrett through the crowd. He comes through the crowd, starts choking Jarrett. It was
over the barrier, out of nowhere.
It was crazy. Before that, even Bob comes out. So Bob's there, security to get Jarrett out. That's where then Lawler comes out with a chain, starts choking him. They start brawling. I'm like, what the hell just happened at the end of the show? Like, what? Or this match? Crazy. Totally out of control. Lakers asked me to finish the thing I started earlier about the Trevor Murdoch interview, which was bowed up or stand up. One of them, I forgot which one he was. But I had just heard him on the Sean Mooney podcast. And he's in NWA now as Trevor Murdoch. And he talks about his TNA days a little bit. That he was on the early days and whatnot. Talk about the Dub Cup, Jaybone, which I thought was fun. So just a little something. Didn't touch on it too much, but just talked about little stuff like that. So yeah, check that out, guys. Sean Mooney, the old WWF announcer, has a podcast. He interviews a lot of random people. It's a lot of fun. Which I think he's in the NWA now too, Jay. But we go to the back. We go to the back, and Slash is in the back with Kobain. Pretty creepy promo. He's like, in Kobain, I wasn't sure who the hell Kobain was. Jaybone. I looked him up, and he was a
who is that? He looked a little familiar, but I was like, it was controversial. It was
very controversial, very creepy. And like, did you catch it? They were talking. His name was Kobain. And they called him suicidal and things like that. I'm like, oh, geez. This is a little awkward.
Yeah, he's like, I loved her. He had his wrists all taped up with, said like die on it or something. It was like, oh my God.
He was a wrestler known as Flash Flanagan, a territory guy in the USWA area. He was actually a really good wrestler. Flash Flanagan had a bit of a buzz for a long time in the mid-90s. And he actually was on... you might have seen him job on some early WWF stuff, but he was part of that old Tennessee territory, USWA, things like that. But he was around for a bit. I remember hearing his name a lot in the mid-90s when I was a kid.
He looked good in this match. For not knowing who the heck he was, he looked good. I just didn't like the gimmick. I'm not going to sit there and be like, I'm the biggest Kurt Cobain fan. I just felt like the gimmick was like distasteful.
Yeah, it was kind of a cheap attempt, that gimmick. But
I'm never watching another episode of NWA TNA again. I'm kidding.
Jay, we have like 200 more of these to go. You better keep watching. Zach Bonifer is noting in the chat that he was an OVW original. Okay, I didn't know that. I from what I knew, he was always. I just knew about his Tennessee stuff.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay, cool. We go to the match now. This match is for a spot. Let me just make sure I got the details right here. This match is the winner enters the Gauntlet for the Gold 4-way elimination tag team title match. So which is coming up in 3 weeks from this show. And now, so we have Slash and Kobain for the New Church taking on the Hot Shots, Cassidy O'Reilly, and Chase Stevens. Chase Stevens, by the way, Jaybone, is of Wildcat Wrestling. Chase Stevens' son is the kid who jumped off the mall balcony recently. You heard about this, right? That went viral last week.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I don't
kid jumped off the top of the mall, the second level of the mall, into the ring. They had a mall show going on.
Yeah, it was a big splash or whatever. Yeah.
A lot of controversy, but that's Chase Stevens' kid. Chase Stevens was in the ring at the time. That's his kid.
Oh my God.
Their father-son tag team.
That's crazy.
Wildcat Sports is a pretty good promotion in New Orleans, from what I understand, too. I've been meaning to check it out.
They used to have TV, too, like a handful of years ago.
Yeah, they're a pretty solid promotion from what I gathered, too. So I'd like to check them out. Taking on, let's see who else. So we had the Hot Shots. We had the Flash Kobain, the Backseat Boys, which was Johnny Kashmere and Trent Acid, who the show is dedicated to today. And against America's Most Wanted, Storm and Harris. Jesus, Chris Harris looked like $1 million on this show. The way he came out, I'm like, this guy.
He did.
Holy shit, he looked like $1 million. And he was in the crowd at Sacrifice, right?
He was. That was a really interesting segment because they showed him right before the Moose versus Rhino match. And then there was some interaction during the match. If you didn't see it, and sorry about the spoilers. It's just a real quick segment. Not going to give any winners or losers. But there was a segment during the match where Moose is getting in the face of Chris Harris. And
really?
They're jaw-jacking back and forth a little bit. Doesn't get physical, but Moose is like, going right up to the barrier and like screaming at him. And I was like, oh, could this be foreshadowing something. It's very interesting. You know,
I know he'll still lace them up every now and then. He'll still lace them up. So
because he's supposed to be on the TNA show. So I don't know if that's foreshadowing a Moose versus Chris Harris. I don't want to assume nothing, but
we gotta get James Storm. I mean, for God's sake.
Oh, I'm hoping.
Can we just get James Storm? I mean, if I see America's Most Wanted got into a TNA ring again, an Impact ring, this guy will go into mark mode, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now. I will mark the F out, and then you announce for the Hall of Fame, Jaybone. That's what you do right there. That's what you do.
Oh, tag team, the tag team. Hell yeah,
you have to.
You got to.
You have to.
Yeah. I mean, I know who they already announced. No spoilers, but it'd be nice because this is a big year for him. 2020 is a big year. I can feel it.
Big time.
TV deal. The shows are growing. The social media is booming. If they can put like a couple people, at least 2 people in the Hall of Fame, because they didn't do anything last year.
I was shocked they didn't do it at Bound for Glory last year. I really was hoping they did something.
I'm going to take a wild guess, and I'm going to say it was because of the Austin Aries incident that some people from corporate people got pissed off, so they just didn't want to touch that, they wanted to leave it alone for a while and just come back to it. That's a guess, complete guess. But all I know is I read that some people were really upset with what happened at the Hall of Fame the year prior.
You need to display Miller Harris's comment right here, and I'm going to read it. Jaybone, when you assume you make an ass out of Kyle. That popped me. Huge pop. If this was Twitch, that'd be 10 bits at least. That was great.
Oh yeah. Man.
Awesome. This was a hell of a match. This match was great. Ron Harris and Brian Lee come out and they jump on commentary. And they're like, why the hell aren't we in this match? Everybody knows we'd win if we were in it. Right? Everybody starts chanting DOA, DOA. They get in after. So it was a pretty good. I thought the match, it was action packed. Here's the order of eliminations, Jay. The Disciples in the New Church eliminated the Backseat Boys, Kashmere and Trent Acid at 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
But in that 4 minutes, dude, they did just an insane amount of action. And the falls they took. Oh my God.
Crazy. It was crazy. Like the flips and the dives. So I'm saying, guys, Trent Acid, I don't know about Johnny Kashmere too much though, but Trent Acid was onto something, man. That guy had a future if he just could have kept straight,
Johnny Kashmere was all about the Rizats.
All about the Rizats.
Yeah, he was getting smooches before he even got in the ring.
Yeah, it looks like he pretty much stayed around the East Coast. CZW guy, did a couple. What is Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion? I forgot what he won that tag team title. No, early days. But it was a good match, guys. It was a good match. AMW wins, but DOA, I'm calling him DOA, with the Harris and Brian Lee attack him, leave him laying. And it was a big brawl basically. So kind of a big schmoz at the end. Everybody's fighting in there. A couple other people run in. So it was a big old schmozola. But they're setting up a nice little thing because they're going to be off for a couple of weeks. They're setting up this nice gauntlet to come up in a couple of weeks, Jay. I'm looking forward to I don't remember who won these tag belts after they've been held up with the whole controversy with AJ and Jerry Lynn, but we'll see.
That's right. Yeah, they're just sitting in somebody's office, right?
Yeah, I always wonder though. I always wonder where the belts end up. I was like, man, where are these belts now? Like the original TNA belt. I personally think that Dixie has them. I assume she's got to have them. The old ones. The ones that during her era.
I would think there's like multiple sets out there. Like when
the original,
you become champ, don't you get to like keep a version of them for yourself? I just thought that's what happened because I know a lot.
Yeah, you get a replica. You can get a replica.
Right. Yeah.
I just I wonder what happens to the originals. I know for a long time Dixie had the original world title in her office. But I wonder where they're at now. Like I know the WWE, they have a warehouse and they have like a vault where they keep all the classic shit. And like certain things are in certain like I know Triple H once he got Bruno's world title, he has it in his office, things like that. So some of these belts are right, like they keep their stuff. I don't know. I wonder what, but then again, wait, I gotta rewind for a second. Josh Alexander posted something this weekend that he was at the TNA vault or something. Did you see this?
No, I didn't see it. Man, I saw the picture of Ethan Page with
Chris Harris.
Harris. That I
couple
saw.
Days
I
before.
Was like, that was cool.
Couple days before, he posted a photo of something, and I'm trying to remember what it was because it was awesome. And I tweeted him and I said, how can I see this? How can I go ahead and get a tour of this vault? And he's like, well, I know a guy. And I was like, well, I know you. So can we make this happen? I'm trying to remember, guys. It was something so cool. And I hope I didn't tweet too much since because it was real neat. Give me 1 second, Jay. I'm going to try to find it.
I'm looking on his page right now.
Because he might have tweeted a lot since. And I know I've been tweeting a bunch since.
I just found the Chris Harris page.
Yeah, not the Chris Harris one, but a couple days before. I know there it is. I got it. He posted a photo of a picture of him with the Icons poster that would become the Motor City Machine Guns TriStar trading card.
Oh,
and
man.
He's like scouting future opponents in the Impact Wrestling TNA memorabilia warehouse. So it's somewhere up there, man. They definitely have they have a warehouse somewhere with all this stuff in it. Where it is, I don't know. I'm assuming Canada now. Maybe they moved all to Canada.
There we go.
Could be cool. You gonna display it? Yeah, go and display that. There it is. Look at that, guys. And he says he's in the warehouse. And that's an original. That's original. One of those like prints of the TriStar trading card. That's pretty cool.
Now that could be some serious foreshadowing there.
Big time. Big time.
I mean, that really gets my hopes up. I should not get my hopes up, but damn.
Damn.
That's
damn.
Damn. That's awesome. Let's fingers crossed, folks. Fingers crossed. That's all I'm saying.
There's still a lot more to go. Still a lot more to go here. We'll find out. Jarrett confronts Bullet Bob Armstrong in the back and tells him to get the ship in order. And Bullet Bob's like, God damn it, boy, I'll do what the hell. We ain't got done what to do, goddamn son of a bitch, Jarrett. So he goes and tells him to piss off. But he says he's going to reveal who's in the Bullet mask tonight. We go back to a Miss TNA match going on here. Bruce taking on April Hunter and Jaybone. The beeps from the crude audience. Did you catch this? There were so many blurbs. Go ahead and talk about it.
I don't understand why. I thought TNA was pretty mild mannered. I don't understand why they kept censoring him. Or Brucey. They kept censoring Brucey. No, they weren't censoring him. There was you suck dick chance and other stuff, and
lots of crude stuff.
Oh my god, they were just letting it fly, and yeah, and
they were.
Then of course, and Brucey was bringing up just realized your pin was crooked. I apologize. I gotta straighten that later. The reflection. Yeah, then all of a sudden he brought up TNA's wife again. I don't know what that is, but that's hilarious.
I think Don's like, why does he keep bringing up your wife? You know, also one thing we didn't pay attention to is when did this happen? When did Ed Ferrara leave? We kind of like didn't touch on when did Ed Ferrara leave?
I was thinking about that when I was watching this, and I was going to write it down. Like, where's Ed?
He left like. I'm trying to think how many episodes ago at this point now because he's gone.
Was it because he got like did they write him off like physically? Like there was
not really. It wasn't like a formal write-off for him, you know. It was kind of like he just was gone. But I know he wasn't there for a while, but it was just like they didn't really explain Ed not being there. Then again, you didn't really need a 3-man booth either at the point.
No, and I actually liked him. I mean, he was he was like the genuine heel of the group, because TNA was the straight guy, Don West was like, oh my god, you know, the reactionary guy, and then Ed was like, no, this heel's doing great, screw you guys, you know, whatever, you know, that guy. So but yeah, I enjoyed him, but whatever.
Yeah. This actually wasn't a bad match, Jay. I mean, Bruce was like pretty good wrestler. I gotta give it to him. This match was like, for what it was a very action-packed match. But Alan Funk, who played Bruce, is actually a pretty good wrestler. Alan Funk was,
yeah.
I like
props to him, man. His athleticism. I mean, anybody who can do that shit in a dress and heels, hey, got one up on me, dude. Brucey rocks.
Dude, yeah. I mean, he was what was he? Kiwi, right? In WCW? That was him, right?
Kiwi. Yeah, he had like, he was like bald and had the hair like straight up on the side, and he had the shiny the shiny purple blouse or whatever. Yeah, he was femme to the nines.
Yeah, Kiwi, he was a good wrestler. Alan Funk was a good wrestler. He was a good worker. I mean, he played this up, and he took a lot of heat to play that character in Nashville in the early 2000s. When you're getting all that kind of crudeness, they're yelling F-bombs and the other F-bomb. You suck this.
That's the Bible Belt down there.
Oh, man. They were lighting him up, and he was taking it in stride. But April Hunter, who you know people knew from the WCW and stuff, she took it pretty decently. He beat the shit out of her, though. Like, he beat the piss out of her.
Oh, yeah. And then
I tell you,
West was chuckling at the end. I think that's because her boobs almost fell out of her shirt.
Yeah. Impact Wrestling's been doing intergender for nearly 20 years, guys. It's nothing new. They were doing it back then.
Yeah, right? It was just a little different.
He starts beating her down, and her boyfriend, the name was Silk Wagner Brown, runs in to break up the fight.
That is correct. Silk Wagner Brown. I did write that one down.
Wagner Brown. I was like, who the fuck? And he was basically like a Shelton Benjamin ripoff. I was like, who the hell is Silk? I'm going to Google this guy right now.
I thought it was the Thong Song guy at first.
Yeah. Cisco, right?
Cisco. Thank you. Oh, my God. Yeah. Thong. I was like, oh, my God, it's Cisco.
Oh, wait, hold on. Slick Wagner Brown. According to Wikipedia. He actually has a Wikipedia page.
No, it's
Slick Wagner.
They said Silk.
He said Silk. On Wikipedia, he's under Slick. SLYCK. Slick Wagner Brown. I can't believe this guy has a Wikipedia page. Where the hell?
My license plate back when I was a teenager was SLYK.
Slick? That was you? I think you cut me off once on 94. Son of a Is that you? Well, you in the Caprice?
That was way back.
I was reading about this guy, Slick Wagner Brown. He runs a school now in Hartford, Connecticut. Go figure.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Had one appearance on Sunday Night Heat. Interesting. That's so wacky.
Wow. Failed tryout.
He was a former NWA cyberspace champion. What the hell? Random people end up somewhere, huh?
The hell is he doing on the internet with April?
Dude, who knows? But let's go for what it was. That was a fun match. Goldie's in the back with Estrada and Jimmy Yang.
I was just gonna he beat her with a power bomb.
He did. Dude, I'm telling you, he beat the shit out of her.
It was dead. That power bomb was devastating.
Dude, I'm telling you, they've been doing intergender stuff for as long as I can remember. Please display Hakeem's last comment there. I just want to address that real quick. You guys remember Chris Rock appearing on the show? I sure do. Don't spoil for Jaybone, Hakeem. He hasn't seen these yet. He hasn't seen any of these yet. He's getting there.
No, these are all new. I mean, there's a couple moments that they throw up there. Like what was one of the last ones they just showed on the show? They showed when CM Punk is on there. It's actually like a few episodes later from this, and he was trying to shw that his allegiance to Raven or something like that. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to get to that. I'm a CM Punk fan. Okay, Mark, whatever.
When you get to episode 20 and beyond, there's a lot that's gonna kick off, man. You just wait. There's a lot happening. So yeah, it was cool. No, Chris Rock was filming Head of State. He had to shoot a movie called Head of State, Jaybone. It's actually filmed in the TNA asylum. Part of it.
Are you serious?
Cool. Oh yeah, they featured they all beat him down. It's great. He's like this dude running for president. It's awesome. It's actually a pretty good movie.
Oh, you know what? I think I've seen part of that. That sounds familiar now that you said the president part. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's actually not bad. We're in the back with the Elvises, Yang and Estrada. Goldilocks is talking to him about their match coming up against the SATs. Yang keeps making really bad Elvis references, and Estrada keeps correcting him. And Yang's like, I don't get it. What's the problem? Don't be cruel. Don't be so cruel. He's like, no, don't be cruel. You know, he's like correcting him constantly. SAT's taking on the Elvises. Pretty standard match, Jay. Nothing special stuck out to me. It was a pretty good high flyer tag team match. Anything in particular stand out to you on this one? Any notes you had?
This was just, I mean, I know I've said this before, but gimmicks aside, man, this is just Yang and Estrada were just
very talented guys.
So good. Oh my God. Yeah, even the Spanish announce table, those guys were tremendous. Wait, team. Thank you very much.
I just love to refer to two guys as a table.
Table.
The table's making its way down the ring. That was pretty good. It went 15 minutes. It's not a short match, Jay. But what are you doing over there? You're struggling with this damn cat. What's going on?
I'm hearing meows, and I'm always looking like, I don't want to like accidentally kick him underneath the table.
This cat's gonna cut you while you sleep, Jay-Bo. He's gonna do something to you while you sleep.
My wife thinks it's like part bobcat. I was like,
oh Jesus Christ. Brian Lawler is with Goldilocks in the ring. This is it, Jay. He's gonna reveal what it is. This is it. And he's pissing the crowd off. They're booing. And Goldilocks is, come on, tell us what it is, And he digs into her so bad, J-Bone. He insults her so freaking bad.
She takes so much shit from everyone. It's horrible.
She does.
I love her response. He says, get the hell out of my ring. She goes and leaves. It's like,
yeah, it was so weird. It's like she licks her finger, drapes down, and like flicks the dirt back or something. Yeah,
just like,
I was like, wow. But he was like really mean. He calls her a 2-bit whore and all sorts. I'm like, holy shit. Really cuts down Goldilocks.
She's got pretty tough skin because, man, they were brutal. I mean, just what they did to women on this show in general back then was brutal. Like all the the chicks in the cage, the Miss TNA thing, it was just like, oh my God. I mean, I can chuckle at it now. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, they were just horrible and it pisses me off. No, it's that was a different time, and that's what they did back then. Women's wrestling just unfortunately blew. Okay, that's
it's I just take it for what it is. But people now, no way could this get away with the crowds now, man. They get pissed off at everything now.
It's the most memorable chick from this particular episode was the one in the cage with the
lollipop. That's Lollipop. Yeah, see you and the Lollipop. Where do you have this supply of lollipops, J-Bone? Are you Joey rioting the wife after we go off the air? Is that what's going on here? Are you giving her? Are you handing her the lollipop, J-Bone? That's what I want to know. We don't have to talk about that. I don't think anybody wants to know the answer to this. But
I have a supply of dum-dums off camera.
Lakers is saying that Goldilocks was on an episode of Extreme Cheapskates. I want to see that. Is that on YouTube? I want to watch that. Crazy. She has a podcast now. I didn't know she was on Extreme Cheapskates. I definitely want to watch that. He's about to tell
Cheapskates.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
Not cheaters.
Not cheaters. She's about to tell the truth, and then the truth comes out. The truth comes out, and he's basically calling Brian Lawler out on the chair shot he gave him. And he's like, no, you're not gonna hit me with a chair, no way. And Brian Lawler's backtracking. No, don't Truth. It's fine. It's fine. You know, we're boys. You're my dog. You know, so that.
I love the way he's all like tough and stuff. And I'm going to tell you guys about this freaking Jarrett. And all of a sudden the Truth comes out and he's like lip quivering and shit.
Yeah.
No. We're guys.
I was like, you're my dog. Come on, dog. You're my dog. But Truth is not having it. Not having it. But it was interesting. Basically, Truth, he threatens Lawler, says, you know, basically, it looks like they're setting up a match for these two. And Lawler says, no, he was about to expose Jarrett. And he kind of loses the buzz from the announcer, but he mentions that it's about his girlfriend. Thank you, Lakers. It's on YouTube. He's like, it's about my girlfriend. He points to her. She's in the front row. And, you know, and they're like, your girlfriend. So he gets out. He goes up to her. And there's a photographer sitting next to her. Guy taking ringside photos. And Lawler starts threatening him. You taking pictures of my girlfriend. Take my girlfriend. And then he's like freaking out. And he shoves the guy and takes the girlfriend out of the stands and then walks out with her. But that poor photographer, Jaybone, he took a hell of a shove.
Yeah,
he took, camera.
He took a bump. Who is that girl?
Don't know who that is. Gonna find out though. We'll probably know maybe next week. Don't know who that is. She looked kind of familiar, right?
At a glance, I almost thought it was Goldilocks. I'm like,
exactly. That's what I thought too. She looked a lot like Goldilocks.
And then I was like, oh no, it's not. It's different shirt, different hair. But yeah, at first glance, when they first showed her, I'm like, wait a minute, Goldilocks is his girlfriend. He treats her like shit. And then no, it's not Goldilocks.
I gotta say, Brian Lawler is so underrated. How he's good, man. The kid's good at what he was doing, like playing up being a shit, you know, like a shit heel and a coward and whatnot. He was really good at it.
I love how he gets himself so red in the face and so worked up that the guy looks like he's gonna have a stroke on TV. And he's just like
exactly,
you know, veins popping. I mean, it's probably from some other stuff going on in his life that he can do that so easily, but we won't judge.
The next segment was a little awkward to me, Jim. I want to get your opinion on this. Jeff Jarrett taking on the Bullet and the Mask. Now, I caught something on this one. I want to see if you caught it too. Pretty standard match. I can piece together who this is already. I'm sure you can too.
I have a clue, but but time-wise, I don't know if this person was still in the WWF or if he was already on his way out.
Well, he started doing a punch sequence, and then halfway through the sequence, you can tell he realized that if I continue this sequence, everybody's going to know it's me. So he changed it up, and I caught that. And I was like, ooh, okay, I caught that. Some of the fans caught it and started chanting his name at him. Yes. But they still didn't unmask him. Now, here's the weird thing. Now, Bullet comes out after the masked man is handcuffed by Jeff Jarrett to the ropes. He's like, threatening to unmask him. Bullet comes out to make the save, eats like 3 chair shots.
Unprotected chair shots, and then gigs himself in between off camera.
Gigs himself. He's bleeding. Took 3 unprotected, no hands up chair shots at 63 years old. And I was like, what the hell? But here's the weird thing, Jay. They just awkwardly cut the segment. Did you catch that? Like, it didn't he didn't unmask the guy. I know security came out, tried stopping Jarrett, but the segment just ended and he went to the announce table. Did you catch that? I thought it was like a weird ending to the segment. I was like, why was it such a jarring switch to the end of that match?
Yeah, the match was 3 minutes. He handcuffs him, gets on the mic, and then Bob comes out, security comes out, and it's like, so yeah, that was a little underwhelming because I'm like, I want to know who this dude is. If it's who I think it is, I can't wait to see it. But then I was like, wait, did he have a mustache? I didn't think this guy had a mustache.
Well, you'll find out. Yeah, he's got a full goatee, it looks like. But
or something.
It's just a weird ending. The way they cut it, I was like, what the hell happened here? But short, no contest on that one. But now we're at the main event, Jay. This is the big one. This is the one I know you look forward to. 20 minutes long. Jerry Lynn, AJ Styles low-key triple ladder match.
Insane. I mean, so much X Division stuff in this match between the Elvises, the SAT, half of the tag elimination, Siaki, Kid Kash, Amazing Red. I mean, this match is full of X Division.
And the cat's gonna join the podcast.
Apparently Ozzy enjoys the X Division too.
This match was probably, in my opinion, one of the best matches I've ever seen. By one of the top matches in NWA TNA history, Impact Wrestling history.
The bumps these guys were taking when they were hitting the ladder, and this wasn't just like one person doing this. Whenever they were like flipped upside down and they did a somersault and hit the ladder, then they like slid down the ladder and landed on their head. It was like, oh my God.
Just the way they were punching each other and smashing the ladder. I cannot believe how good this match is. And Lakers is right. It does not get enough love. You know? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. By the way, Millard Harris pointing out there's a little Sammy in every Trent impression. He's right. I think he's right. I cannot do an impression without having sound like Sammy.
It's close.
Well, what the hell is wrong with that?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Actually, Jaybone. Absolutely everything. Thumbs up, thumbs down. That's what happens. There's no Sam. This is years before Sammy Callahan existed. He was a punk watching this on TV at the time, like all of us. But
he was a dirty little bastard.
I was a 14-year-old little bastard. No, this was fantastic. This match, guys, go out of your way. It might be free on YouTube. It's on the DVDs. This is on Impact Plus. It's one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in my life. It was so intense. They don't hold back. There's a believability to this. It's so damn good. Jerry Lynn wins the X Division title from this one. It was great. I love it. Now at this point, the top three guys have all had the X Division belt. Low key, Jerry Lynn, AJ Styles have all touched it in 12 weeks. So, or 11 weeks. This is interesting now. I love it because it is the workhorse belt, as you can tell. This is the one that not going to get hugely long title range. You're going to get frequent combat and frequent changes. It's fun. It makes it a lot of fun. But, yeah, man.
When I was watching, I became a fan of TNA a few years later when they did that 1 penny pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I think that drew in a lot of people. It was right before the Fox Sports TV, era, which was short but good. That special had so much good stuff from these first few years. And that I was an instant fan. I was making them all in my game. I was like, I couldn't wait to watch TNA. I loved it. It was after the pay-per-views, but still, it's
sure. No, it's great stuff, man. But this guy, I highly recommend. I think Hakeem just mentioned it is on YouTube, so go watch that on YouTube. It's a fantastic match, absolutely fantastic match. So check that out. But man, Jerry Lynn he knocks AJ out. He gave low key a cradle pile driver from the ladder, and then climbed up, got the win, and they went off there 20 minutes and 5 seconds. J-Bo.
That
beating the shit out of each other.
That freaking bump where Styles dumps the ladder, hits the top rope, and then does this spiral thing before he hits the floor. It was like,
Jesus Christ!
Like, why did you do the spiral thing and hit the floor? Why didn't you just tuck and roll? No, he like spiraled and splat. It was like, it was hard to watch.
Jesus. Guys, seriously, go out of your way to watch this one. This one is nuts. This one is so good. But that was it, man. Jaybone, that Jerry Lynn, new champion. We go into the break with this one. Now, next week, they mentioned is an X Division like highlight reel with interviews. I don't think we're gonna need to do that one, Jay. I don't think there's anything to talk about on that one.
I'll watch it and see if there's like stuff to because basically it was because they preempted stuff going into they weren't going to go live on September 11th,
right,
or whatever it was. So whatever, they were just doing stuff to fill production time.
I'm looking ahead I just looked ahead at this one. Usually I don't look ahead at these, but because they did mention it's a highlight show that's just going to have new interviews, for the sake of consistency, Jay, we can just do a quick episode on it. Just if we don't have to necessarily watch all these matches because they're from over the last 12 weeks, but we'll watch it. Maybe talk about the interviews. Maybe if they're setting up for something, we can just point that out.
Well, I know they're going to release a bunch more information on the TNA Throwback show at WrestleCon. So if anything, we'll make it a more of a news show and cover that. We got a piece of it today, but we got the rest of the week to go. So
perfect. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jay. Let's do that. Cool, guys. Well, that was it. That was episode number 11, NWA TNA. We got Jay. We should get the number of how many we are needing to do eventually. Then we can just check them off. Like, all right. Only 298 left to go, something like that. We just check them off.
I know they started in 2002. They did all of 2003, and then part of 2004. So it's like 2-ish years. So
actually, I'll tell you right now.
Between 600 and 700, I'm guessing.
Actually, I'll tell you right now. I can give you the whole thing right now. The weekly shows, guys, were 114. Not terrible. 114 weekly shows.
That's just over 2 years.
2 years. Yeah, then they went to Fox Sports.
I'm like, if my math is correct, 52 times 2.
Yep, 114. So, not too bad. We're we still got ways to go.
Man. I mean, and I don't... We've talked about doing a couple episodes back to back. I don't want to rush these because we've got so much stuff going on between stuff that I'm producing as my own stuff, but I'm enjoying the one per week, honestly. And I'm looking forward to it as we're doing this. I get excited.
Lakers has a great idea. He said you should do 12 and 13 together. I think that's a good idea, Jack, because it's just going to be interviews and the matches are all replays. So we could do that, guys. I'd like to keep them as a separate entry, just because of the sake of consistency, that we want them to be separate entries. But so for maybe 12, we can talk about the news and then the interviews, and then we'll just go into 13 with a fresh broadcast. So let's do that, Jay. We'll do them back to back because it's most likely just be one. It'd be just like an hour and a half to do both of them or something,
With 13, let me just quick look at this here.
12 is the one to recap. 13 is a full episode. So
13's the next new one. That's got the tag team.
Yes. And
champion versus champion.
That's on the 18th of September of 2002.
Oh, Ron Killings defends against Jerry Lynn, and the vacant tag team championships are decided in a gauntlet for the gold match. Also, the identity of the masked bullet is revealed. Mature content 18 plus.
Let's do that. We'll do 12 and 13 together. Same day. Separate entries, just so they stay consistent, and we'll do them on the same day. Sounds good. Next Monday, plan for that, guys. All right, Jay, and that'll do it. That's a pretty quick one. Hit the hour mark. Pretty good about hitting the hour mark on these. Let's go ahead and get your plugs. Where can people find you, Jaybone?
You can find me in my office all the time doing this stuff. No, you
can play with the cat.
Yeah,
playing with your pussy.
It's okay. These are the raunchy shows, aren't they? These throwbacks.
Yeah, Miller Harris saying in the chat, says Jaybone loves 2-in-1 night.
Maybe a younger me could have.
He's not saying no, everybody. If you catch the drift, go ahead, Jaybone.
I turned in my pimp card a long time ago, but not my man card. You can find me over on that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, where I cover Impact news, the special reviews, AEW stuff, and some random WWE stuff lately. And that's about all I got time for right now, because I got a pretty full schedule with everything I'm doing with this, that, and the other thing. You can find Smash This Podcast also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find me personally on Twitter at Jaybone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150.
Sounds good. Jaybone. Guys, you can find me at Vanilla Joke, Instagram and Twitter, or at Hemi Music, HEMIMUSIC at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Support the show by buying a CD from Hemi if you guys want to do. If you want to support us, hey, we host the show ourselves. You want to offset some of those costs, pick up an album. Get it at HemiMusic.com. Check it out. Also, guys, don't forget you can find the show on all social media platforms at We Talk Impact. So the @ symbol and We Talk Impact, or go to the search and type in Total Nonstop Impact Podcast, and it goes right to you to our page there. With shows also, guys, remember, it's also available wherever podcasts are found: Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, YouTube at the Impact Lounge, or the OG channel right here at Total Nonstop Impact. Remember, we got a flurry of stuff going, guys. We have the Throwback show we're doing now. We have the weekly Impact Wrestling review that's on the Impact Lounge and posted onto this page with a playlist. We have the new series Impacted, which is with Bison and Joker Jaybone. Jaybone's head producer on that one. Top guy. Character profiles of Impact Wrestling talent. They've done about 4 released. Eddie Edwards, Taya Valkyrie, Rich Swann, Rosemary. We just put them also on our podcast feed. So you can get Impacted with Joe and Bison. We're on your podcast apps, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, all that stuff. We just put them on there. Their episode 2 is on the YouTube channel that's coming out this Wednesday, J1. That's going to be the one on Rich Swann.
Yeah, and episode 5 is going to hit this channel, and it's Kiera Hogan.
Very nice. And we're catching up. We're catching up on and getting Impacted lined up with both. So I might do a double up on an Impacted release whenever J1 gets it ready for me. We'll get it out there. But yeah, guys, check them out too. Support our boys. Let them know what you like about their show, who you want them to do on the show. Definitely lots of options. So, all right, that's enough out of you, Global Wars. J1 needs a raise. For what? To feed the cat? No. That's it. That's it.
I got a crazy pussy cat running around here.
Okay, that is the end of that. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for joining us for the Throwback show. Like Hakeem said in the chat, 100 and let's see what he say. We've done 11 and we have 103 left to go or something. So we'll get there.
I lost it.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We still got a lot. It's over 100. So we'll get there, guys.
There we go.
104, 103 episodes left to go. We'll get there. 2 years later, Jambo and I will be here doing this. But thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see you Thursday for Total Nonstop Impact on the Impact Lounge. Don't forget to subscribe, review, and subscribe to all the stuff. Keep in touch with us. Let us get to know you. We will talk to you guys on Thursday. J-Bone, anything else?
That's it. Let's get out of here.
That's it. Smash that podcast. Hit the like button. Do all that stuff. Talk to you guys later. Good night.
Good night, everyone.